Of all the pieces of media I have watched, I can confidently say that no movie has ever so vigorously captured my imagination as Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away. And I do not say this lightly. When I first watched Spirited Away, I had yet to feel such pure imagination flow out of a piece of film. And I am aware that this is one of the brilliant animator Hayao Miyazaki's most acclaimed pieces of work, yet I cannot contain myself from still simply gushing over it. Spirited Away is Miyazaki's 12th major film that he directed, and the whole essence of it is nothing short of spectacular. In this video, I want to go over a couple of elements from the film that I believe should make Hayao Miyazaki's Spirited Away a film that everyone should experience. One of the things that I was instantly drawn to when first watching Spirited Away was the world that it was set in. A world full of spirits and creatures all occupying a bathhouse, each doing their separate jobs, all in the background. All of the little flourishes make you wonder about the surrounding world outside of the bathhouse as well. At first, there's a boat taking in the spirits to this little town. Then you get the pan over to the building where Chihiro first walked in with her parents, which is now an ocean away, and you're only left to wonder just what's over there. The setting of Spirited Away is simply magical. It evokes such a visceral sense of wonder without handholding and explaining every single detail of its own world. To be honest, almost no one explains anything about the world except for the most mundane aspects of it. One detail I particularly like that exemplifies this mundane aspect is this little phrase right here.
Make sure you get it right. The train used to run in both directions, but these days it's a one-way ride.
At first, it seems like a throwaway phrase, but the more you dive into it, the more it doesn't make sense and just further grapples you into this beautiful world. Every time I watch this movie, I always think about this phrase. I don't know, there's just something about it that just captures just my imagination. These little details are all throughout the movie, and they just give enough just to evoke a sense of wonder. I remember so vividly on my first time watching Spirited Away, I was so confused as to the things happening, my mind racing with questions, just wondering why. And at a certain point, I kind of just accepted it. It's part of the mystique and magic to be immersed in a world that is not fully explained to the audience, to be able to somewhat yourself take part in Chihiro's journey. Characters by far are one of the most important aspects of any film, and in a lot of pieces of media. A character, when well executed, can leave a lasting impact on an audience and leave them with a thoughtful impression of what they represent. And that's to say that Spirited Away has some amazing characters. First off, you got Haku, who has this mysterious air about him, but he feels safe, someone familiar throughout the film, as he is the first person to help Chihiro within the film and show her compassion. Then you have Kamaji, the Boiler Man. He's kind of like a grandpa, he's tough at first, but once you get to know him, he's soft and incredibly kind. Not to mention that his character design is awesome. I mean, look at all these arms, man. And then you have Lin, who serves as a mentor to Chihiro, just trying to help her out, who grows to kind of fit into this big sister role for her toward the end of the movie. You also have Yubaba, who, I'm gonna be honest, her big nose freaked me out when I first watched the movie, but she's sort of a semi-antagonist in this movie, yet not really. In reality, she's a strict figure who's simply trying to run her business and who plays an interesting role in the story. Even No Face, and I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna really try to interpret his character. I feel like people have done that better than me, and I've always kind of been confused by him. But all you need to know is No Face is a dog. Sometimes he's a dog. Consistently, some of the best stories throughout media involve characters that undergo a change of some kind, whether it's learning a large lesson which changes their perspective on certain things, or whether it's a gradual spiral which involves a series of decisions of increasingly questionable morality. Stories in which a character goes through a noticeable change throughout a prolonged period of time are simply just awesome. Look at why everyone loves Thorfinn from Vinland Saga. But the thing that I find so interesting about Chihiro's character development is the relatability and realness of it. A story of a little girl who is suddenly forced into all these responsibilities and burdens, who learns to navigate them and come to terms with her difficult situation, who at first starts off scared and frightened and then turns into a confident and sure young kid who was able to push herself through difficult spots in order to get stuff done. Especially within the beginning of the movie, one of my favorite scenes that establishes Chihiro is this moment. She is extremely frightened to walk down these stairs, and in all honesty, I would be scared too. Like, those are some precarious stairs. But it's amazing that we get moments like these contrasted with later portions in the film where she's capable of scaling a whole building. Even something as subtle as her communication skills and how she talks to people. Her development is genuinely amazing to watch, and as the movie progresses, these little pieces that are set up in the beginning of the film begin to flourish and truly show their hand, especially as the movie progresses and toward the end of the film. When talking about how good a Ghibli film looks, I feel like it goes without saying. Every single one of Miyazaki's movies is a visual masterpiece. However, if I neglected to mention the beauty of this film, I wouldn't have another opportunity to just simply talk about how amazing the music and some of these scenes look. First off, the music in Spirited Away has possibly one of the best soundtracks in the entirety of Studio Ghibli's catalog, which is a hefty statement to make, I know, but I truly feel confident in it. And oh my goodness, some of these scenes are simply breathtaking. It's just visually magical, especially the water. Studio Ghibli knows how to make water look like the most fluid and attractive substance on the planet. Seriously, bro, every scene involving water in this movie looks amazing. There are so many inconsequential shots you can select from any portion of the film that just look like a straight up painting. It's what I love about Studio Ghibli, and they never fail to amaze me with its sheer cinema and art. Overall, I think Spirited Away is a work of art that everyone should give a fair chance to if they want to experience a film that can capture an unparalleled sense of imagination and whimsy. If you made it this far, I sincerely thank you for watching, and if you enjoyed, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button, which would be greatly appreciated. But that's all I have to say for today. You should watch Spirited Away if you made it this far, if you haven't already. And everyone have a good one. I'll catch y'all later. Peace.